South African nationals living in Nigeria have until Monday morning to leave the country. This follows an ultimatum issued by the National Association of Nigerian Students following the latest round of xenophobic attacks in South Africa. No threats have been issued, but they say that all South African businesses operating in Nigeria must shut down totally, and that all South Africans living in Nigeria must leave the country on or before Monday next week. For them, the South African government is yet to seriously address the situation. But on Thursday, South Africa temporarily closed its embassy in Nigeria following violence against South African businesses in reprisal for attacks on foreign-owned shops in Johannesburg.
South Africa on Thursday temporarily closed its embassy in Nigeria after threats led to fears for staff safety in the wake of attacks this week on foreign-owned businesses in South Africa, which caused a diplomatic spat. At least 5 Africans have been killed this week in attacks on foreigners in South Africa.
The relations between South Africa and Nigeria is much stronger than the challenges that we are facing now. There's a lot of political will between the principals of both countries. We have been through this before, although not in this format, and it is the very strong diplomatic ties that we are enjoying with Nigeria which contributed to providing solutions to the challenges that we face.
While victims' nationalities have not been made public, the rioting has above all exposed tensions between South Africa and Nigeria.
The embassy needs to be shut down. Not even only the embassy, other South African companies need to be shut down. You're talking about DSTV, you're talking about MTN. They need to shut down. They need to shut these guys down. Let them know that, let our government let them know that we have rights to take decision when our citizens are being messed up in their country. If they can't protect our citizens, that means they too are not being protected here. We're not going to protect them.
It is unclear what ignited the latest attacks, which mainly targeted shops owned by African migrants. But unemployment is high, and many South Africans feel frustration with limited economic opportunities.
Well, following the xenophobic violence of recent days in South Africa, which has already claimed at least 10 lives, according to a new report, calls for boycotts by major South African brands have increased in Nigeria. 2 major South African brands have been attacked despite diplomatic talks between the two countries.
Well, we now speak to Aziz Adeyemi, the National Public Relations Officer at the National Association of Nigerian Students. Aziz, thank you very much for joining us in the program. What exactly made you to issue this ultimatum, and why are you targeting South African businesses in Nigeria?
You should, to some extent, be fair with Nigerians and Nigerian students that we've had it enough. We will be so friendly and so reserved enough, and we can sit and watch our brothers and sisters over there in South Africa being killed, maimed, and loot of their belongings every day. And the president of South Africa refused to make a decisive voice on it. So Nigerian students have resolved to take the struggle by ourselves. We won't continue to wait till our leaders continue to watch our people over there being killed. You and I know that those are the business interests of South Africa in Nigeria. Some of the business interests South Africa has in Nigeria that are thriving well in Nigeria, that have made the economy of South Africa being what it is today. That is one of the ways Nigerians would send that signal back to South Africa that we are no longer comfortable with the killings of our brothers and sisters over there. I told you we've just started. We have not started.
Let me come in here. Tell us about reactions. How are Nigerians reacting to the government's response to the attacks on Nigerian communities in South Africa?
Federal government is a government on its own. South African government is a government on its own. Let them continue their own way. If you see that result is coming out from what they are trying to do, redress or retrace actions. But for now, we have resolved to use the third law of struggle. That is the confrontation. And we have not even started confronting. Because if we should go by what South Africans have done to Nigerians over there, I think by now we shouldn't have any South Africa left in Nigeria again. In fact, their business interests shouldn't have been allowed moving smoothly for the past months. As I said earlier, it is no longer the struggle of Nigerian students. It's just that Nigerian students champion this struggle. Nigerian students see this imperative that we should react. We should act to save our brothers and sisters over there. It is now a collective struggle of Nigerians and the integrity, the conscious-minded Nigerian youth and students, and the masses in Nigerians as a whole. From record so far, most of the attacks done, most of the damages done to business interests in Nigeria are not even led by Nigerian students now. The angry Nigerians are now ready to act. They're ready to save their brothers over there. They're ready to act in response to what the South Africans are doing to our brothers over there.
And Adeyemi, Nigeria was a frontline ally of South Africa during the apartheid period. Do you see this current situation as a sign of disconnect between the younger and older generations in South Africa?
Not even disconnect. It is a total sign of increase and a quick forget hands from the South Africans. And Nigerians have pointed them, and Nigerians made them what they are today. Not even a disconnect. It's a total sign of increase. It is criminal for you to reciprocate someone that has contributed a lot in building you. How much more South African believe in that? Once you have a larger percentage or a meaningful percentage of a sample exhibiting a characteristic, it is believed to be a collective characteristic. It is believed, it is assumed that the characteristics, the occurrence, the activities of such samples will be based on the majority activities of a majority character of the elements in that sample. So for now, Nigerians see South Africa as ingrate, wicked, and criminal set of people.